Derek is here. So Derek Sivers gave a talk at TED recently on the first follower phenomenon, which is social proof taken down to its smallest component, right? So you've got first, you've got a leader. It looks like I'm going to cut off a window on the side, but that's not a big deal. And then you've got someone who follows that person, right? Who they join them. So instead of having one wacko doing something that nobody knows what's going on, now you have a small group. You have 2 people. And then that first follower attracts more and more until finally everybody is a member of the same group. Right? This is how every phenomenon in the social world works, in the real world as well as the fake world. And it's extremely powerful, so much so that you might be surprised. This is an experiment from a researcher called Ash. And he took people, college students, because all good psychology experiments are done on college students, so representative of the rest of us, really, if you think about it. And he took one, and he sat them down in a room. He surrounded them with 6 people who were on his team. Right? They were trained up to what to say. And they were showing these lines, and they said, which one's longest? And everybody said, P. And everybody said, whatever one was longest, okay, so they said that. And then the Confederates all of a sudden started saying that A was the longest line. And the subject would agree with them, despite the clear falsity of that statement. So they were so involved in being a part of the group that they completely subjugated their own true opinions in favor of the group's opinions. And massively powerful. Okay. So how many people play Mafia Wars in here? Actually, one person. Wow. 2. Okay. 3. That was going to be the weirdest sampling bias error ever. How many people have family members who play Mafia Wars? Okay, that's a little, yeah. So my sister plays, my sister-in-law plays, everybody I know plays, who's not a technical expert, or a developer, designer, or anything. And the reason is because everybody else already plays. Right? If I log into Facebook, as I do once every 3 months or whatever, I see like 18 requests for help from my sister. Help me rob this bank. Help me, assassinate Big Tony or whatever, right? What they're doing is enlisting people's existing social networks to get them into the game. And Farmville is even worse, apparently, right? Because you can go and you can rob your friends of their crops. I think this came from, Farmville is based on a game called Happy Farm that was in China. And China was losing massive amounts of actual working hours to people playing Happy Farm. It's like half the country played it. It was insane. But once you're a certain size, you're on Facebook. Okay, actually, here's one second. Pretend you're my mom. Alright, so my mom's not on Facebook, but she knows that all her kids are on Facebook, and she wants to keep up with, so she gets on Facebook. My mom's on Facebook. Time to take down some photos. So my mom's on Facebook, and she's overwhelmed with all the things she could possibly do on Facebook. There are a billion different apps, there are people to friend, there are whatever, right? But she friends with kids, and then she sees my sister playing Farmville, or whatever. It's like, oh, if Angela, my sister then, is playing Farmville, then maybe I should be playing Farmville too, right? When you're faced with this chaotic world where you don't know what to do, you look to what your group members are doing, and you do it too. Here's a fun experiment. It's actually related to the first follower stuff and to seeing how groups behave. If you're in a crowded room, not in this crowded room, but perhaps another session, try, Tim Ferriss suggests lying down on the floor for like 10 seconds and just seeing what happens. And what's most likely going to happen is one person is going to act. It might take them a while to act, but they're going to say, are you okay, or whatever. And then everyone else is going to sort of glom on to that behavior, and they're all going, that's guiding everyone's choices at that point. So Foursquare, Koala, anything that uses Twitter or OAuth, it's all reliant on social proof. Okay? What we're doing here is we're checking and we're letting our peers and our friends know where we are, or what we're doing, or what books we like to read, or whatever. And if you look, they're hugely dead. I took this screenshot right after I did the search, and about 30 seconds later, I think there were another 3,000 results in the little click to refresh one, right? People are checking in on these sites constantly, and Foursquare just passed like 275,000 in a day last week. It's ridiculous numbers.